there. So we talking about generation. So then we get to the 90s, right?
The 90s, you had Michael, and Michael had played. He played against Larry in the Garden, and he dropped 63, and it wasn't enough. And then he played against the Bad Boys. He played against the Bad Boys, and he couldn't get past them. So then you finally get to the 90s, and he finally gets there. And
all the talent that left the league.
Yeah.
Is this our transition to the 90s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I tell you something, though. Just a side note, because this is my podcast, I can do that. I don't like being the A-Mic. I like what you're doing. You're driving the conversation, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Because it lets me do what I want to do. Anyways, back to the 90s.
So Michael... Huh?
I said you've done this.
No, I haven't. It's my first time.
For real?
Yeah.
This is what you do with your podcast. You just stop shit to do what the fuck you want to do.
So anyway, so Larry, his back's broke in half, so he's done.
Yeah, he's fucking
and I'm a firm believer if Lynn Bias hadn't died, the Celtics would have won 3 or 4 more championships.
Oh, agreed.
So I just want to throw that in there.
Yeah, that's why you can't snort cocaine. It's a killer.
Oh, man. All right, come on.
So then the 90s get here. 91, Michael's playing against Magic and the Lakers.
Magic got AIDS.
Yeah, Magic.
HIV.
Yeah, Magic got HIVs before he got super rich and could afford a cure.
James
Worthy's hurt.
Mike Dunleavy's coaching.
Yeah, so that's the series where Mike goes up with his right hand and just for absolutely no apparent reason pulls it back down to his left hand and finishes. Yeah. Just because he could. Just because he could.
Because that man had hands bigger than D. Henderson.
Yeah.
This boy D got his biggest hands in the game.
Tyler, have you seen D hands?
But so Michael,
that's funny.
Michael, he's struggling. He's struggling to get past the Celtics and the Pistons. Then they sign Scottie Pippen. And
future.
And I will say, people try to make it act. They try to act like Pippen made Jordan. No, that's not the case at all.
He was just a great. He was great.
But he was what Jordan needed.
Yeah.
Have you seen Pippen's wife?
She fine.
Larsa Pippen's so damn.
Did you say Future hitting that?
Oh yeah, Future tearing that thing up. What you mean?
Scottie Pippen can't goddamn talk, man. Come on, man. Let's move forward to conversation.
So the Bulls, they get Scottie Pippen, and that is just what Michael needed to get to that next level. So 91. And Phil Jackson.
Give him that reefer.
Phil Jackson.
Calm him down a little bit.
Phil Jackson, which on a side note, like you said a minute ago, Phil Jackson's a great NBA coach. I think he's a little overrated, but we'll save that for a different conversation.
Phil Jackson is very overrated. He's just a great manager of egos.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he coached arguably 3 top 5 players.
Well, he coached the 2 greatest shooting guards of all time.
Right.
And a top 3 center. I mean,
in their primes.
Yeah, in their primes. So
yeah. That bullshit.
Phil was a great coach, but he's not the greatest. Like Popovich is a much better coach.
I see Phil like I see Steve Kerr.
Yeah.
Great manager of egos to make it work.
Yeah.
Because everybody can't do that.
So Michael beats the Lakers, gets his first ring.
Man, Scottie Pippen white fine.
So the Bulls have finally made it to the mountaintop. Who they beat 92?
92. They beat
Seattle.
Portland.
With an old Clyde Drexler. This is before Clyde went to the Rockets. So it's an old Clyde Drexler. And Clyde the Glide is an unbelievable player, one of the greatest athletes to ever play the game. So they beat Portland.
We wouldn't glide no more though.
So they beat Portland. So they got 2 in a row. Michael's he's Michael. He's on the mountaintop. Who they beat 93?
That was when I'm wondering if that's the year he beat the glove, but I will confirm 93.
That's the year they beat.
No, that's Phoenix. That was Chuck's MVP year. I'm tripping.
Yep, that's when they played.
That's the year that they should have lost, quote unquote.
Yeah. So they played Chuck and the Suns. Chuck's an MVP.
Bullshit MVP.
And yeah, it's kind of like LeBron. Michael could have won MVP every year, just like LeBron can.
Well, could have, should have.
Yeah. They just don't give it to him because they don't.
They're tired of him. Yeah.
So Chuck wins the MVP. They play. The Bulls play Phoenix in the finals, beat that ass, and so Mike's got his first 3 picks.
So a funny thing about the '93 finals is there's a rumor, and I'm a Bill Simmons savant. Side note A, Simmons had Kyrie on today.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
Okay.
But Simmons said he had a conversation with somebody on the team. I don't remember his name. cares? He said that in one of the games in Phoenix, MJ went and played 36 holes of golf before the game. Now, I'm not a huge golfer. I've played a few times.
36 holes of golf will make you.
I'm a front nine guy. I hit the front nine. I'm ready to go home.
You get tired.
Like 9 holes of golf. That's a smooth 2, maybe 3 hours. Like,
yeah.
Especially if you're out there with some people you like and you chilling. And I'm sure MJ wasn't sober and he was not smoking cigars.
He's smoking cigars and drinking, throwing back bourbons yet, and then he probably still came in and dropped 40.
And we'll talk about that in the GOAT argument, and that's one of the things that I give to MJ is because he was so negligent with his body, but he was still so much better than everybody that gives you extra points.
Yeah.
The functional alcoholic who comes to work every day and still produces in the top 2% is better than that guy above him who goes to bed at 8 o'clock every night.
Yeah.
But
So MJ beats Chuck in the 93 final, gets his first three-peat.
Then 94-95.
94-95.
Hakeem gets his redemption because remember the Celtics beat him when it was him and Ralph Sampson.
Yeah.
Remember Sampson was nice before he got hurt.
Yeah.
And
I want to go on record saying this. This is when Michael retired, quote unquote retired. Michael's in my opinion,
he was doing the Pete Rose. He was gambling on himself.
He gambled too much, and they killed his daddy. And his gambling debts was undercover. The retirement was an undercover suspension from the NBA. I believe that.
I do too.
I believe Michael.
I believe his dad got killed in some gambling shit.
Yeah, and so Stern said, "Look, Michael, you're my boy. Let's just say you retire. We're gonna suspend you for however long, and then you can come back." I think that's what happened.
So you're gonna say you're gonna say, Michael, you're my boy. I'm gonna say, hey, look, Michael, you're my cash cow.
Right.
You my in what's that movie? Django. D'Artagnan. You D'Artagnan. You making me all this money. But look here. You gambling too much and it's getting public. You're getting sloppy with it.
Yeah.
Take a seat. And if we need you don't have to sit out 2 seasons, but if we need you before then we'll call you. Time for the playoffs. Hey Mike, look here, man. Look, Shaq too young. The league is about to
the Rockets about to run through this.
I need you to come back now.
Yeah. So Michael sat out 1 full season, 2 full regular seasons, and came back in playoffs.
He was out of shape.
Yeah, Michael's out of shape. He's wearing number 45. I think the number change really messed with his head. But so Michael comes back in the playoffs and he gets beat
by Shaq.
By Shaq, and what could possibly be the best point guard to ever live if he doesn't get hurt. Penny Hardaway was a bad man.
Now. I mean, but
Penny was a bad man. He was 6'7", probably 6'8", to be honest with you, and could do anything on the floor, and he would dunk on your head.
Some shit, though.
Yeah, I mean, we can.
He's not the greatest, but he had the potential.
He had the potential to be.
Oh yeah,
I'll give you that.
Because what him and Shaq could have been, boy, we would be Orlando fans right now.
So the Houston Rockets win it in 94-95.
Oh yeah.
No, 93-94, 94-95.
No, so 94. Yeah. So the funny thing about that the Houston thing, they beat the Knicks. Did anybody really believe in the Knicks ever?
No.
No.
Okay,
No.
good.
Patrick Ewing's the most overrated big man to ever play.
Thank you, Tyler. I've been saying that shit.
Ewing theory. His teams are better without him. Shout out to Bill Simmons. I've shouted him out way too many times today.
Yeah, stop talking about him.
I'm sorry. I just let y'all know what I listen to.
I'm just saying. I thought he was a fan of Calvin Card.
I am. I'm a big Calvin.
Hakeem was the man. They had Robert Ory. I mean, they were
Shout
loaded.
out.
They were loaded. They still wouldn't have beat the Bulls if Michael was playing. Still wouldn't have beat the Bulls. Michael would have won 8 in a row.
I don't know, Tyler. I think they would have got 1 year. Maybe not both.
I think it would have went 6 or 7 games.
Who guarding Dream? That's all I'm saying.
That's
the thing. Who guarding Dream?
With
Dream,
that time period,
at that time, Dream and MJ can go bucket for bucket. So
yeah,
now
Dream to me, and I know we talked about Kareem. To me, Dream is the most offensively talented big man there's ever been because he could face up and hit that 12-foot jumper.
Yeah.
He had the Dream shake. He had all his footwork was impeccable. I mean, it was unbelievable. Hakeem the Dream, to me, in my opinion, is the most offensively skilled big man to ever play the game.
And you got to put Luke Longley on him.
Luke Longley. But
Luke Longley. Who? I mean, I would have played Rodman on him.
Who? Mike Jones?
But Rodman too fucking small.
But
Luke Longley gonna get a
but
piece.
if
What about Pip 6'9"?
Man, please.
work, Pip. If
You shut that shit down.
I'm just throwing shit out there.
I know, but if it was to go 7 games, Bulls and Rockets,
MJ.
you ain't betting against Michael.
No, you're not.
No.
You're not.
And I don't I'm a firm believer. Michael wasn't going down. He wasn't going down less than 7 games because he's Michael.
He just would have been shooting that motherfucker till he made it. So yeah, we got through that, and the funny thing about those 2 years is the Knicks couldn't get them one when that was their time, and they still had Pat Riley leading them, and the young boy. Well, we didn't expect the young boy Shaq them to get them one. Right?
No, Shaq and Penny were too young.
They blew game one, and then after that it was over. You read Shaq's book, didn't you?
Yeah. Nick Anderson missed all free throws, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was over after that.
Have you read Shaq's? Great. It's a great read.
I'll take a look at it.
And the crazy thing about it is you can hear Shaq like telling you some of the stories, like, yeah, you know,
Penny turned the ball over.
Me, Kobe. Kobe wouldn't pass me the ball. Like, Kobe, give me the ball. I'm Shaq. You're Kobe. I do this.
Alright, so.
Then we go to the second three-peat.
Yep.
The second three-peat, which is a funny three-peat, because we get to 96, 97, 98, where I become a cognizant like child who can like watch basketball and feel some type of way.
Like I still remember Jordan hitting that shot on Byron Russell.
Oh, me too. I was sitting in my living room in the floor with my underwear watching
I remember.
I was in Augusta. He hit that shot and he retired, and I cried after that game. I said, Michael Jordan's not playing no more.
Speaking of that game, real quick, this is funny. Did you know Michael won? He won that title. And he was running down the sideline doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I photoshopped LeBron's face on it. I said, LeBron, how many times you lost in the finals?
I hate you.
Tyler.
You're in bad control.
Look, Ty get mad. Look at me.
Man.
So hold on, let's get back to MJ. Cause I'm gonna really break. Here's where I'm really gonna start going in on M. We're gonna talk about MJ. I'm gonna use some of the stuff we talk about here, and when we start talking about the GOAT. So, 96, he beats the Supersonics, who were
Sean Kemp, Gary Payton.
Sean Kemp, Gary Payton. Only one player on that team had skill.
Yeah, Gary
How
Payton.
deep was that team? Though?
Not deep.
I mean,
That was probably the worst team
like
that
Herschel
Jordan beat.
Hawkins was fucking guard.
The fact that you know somebody else on that name,
Detlef Schrempf.
Detlef Schrempf, I do know him.
He's 6'10", can shoot the ball.
But that's the worst team that Michael beat.
So I tried to play with that team on 2K because they bring back the old teams.
Yeah.
And then the second that they take the glove and Sean Kemp out, really the glove, because again, Sean Kemp can't get a bucket. Dunk them up, you know what I mean? You know, Root dunked on his son.
Yeah, I remember
Sean Kemp Jr. I played against him.
Yeah, Adrian.
He was mud.
Adrian, he was still 6'8" though.
Yeah.
Adrian dunked on like everybody ran out the gym, like some N1 type shit. But anyways, yeah. So they beat the Supersonics, and I would like to pull up the game by game numbers, but I'm not going to because I'm a fan of Michael Rappaport, and we don't fact check over here. And Gary Payton was giving Jordan trouble.
Yeah.
At 6'4", but you know what? So, what I love about having a friend Adrian who's 6'5" and plays basketball overseas, like we start talking about different like high level basketball stuff, and he's like, "Bro, you understand 2 inches is this right here, right?"
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "That's not a big difference when you're guarding somebody." I was like,
No, their reach is more.
Yeah, the reach is a thing,
more of a factor than their
but then
actual
you get
height.
these crazy freak people. I mean, like I'm 5'11", I got like a 6'5" wingspan, like.
Yeah.
So it's just like reach with these supreme athletes.
Yeah.
It's
like, you know, even at the NAI level where I played, I mean, I'm 6'6". It wasn't nothing for me to guard or 6'8" guy to guard me. I mean, it's really
because
now somebody at 6'10", 6'11",
that's different.
That's the difference.
Yeah, but like 2 inches is nothing because I mean, when I play pickup, I find myself guarding I'm 5'11". I find myself guarding a 6'1", 6'2" guy fairly often. It's like, well, I mean, I can still dunk, so I can still get off the ground. So it's like I can still guard you. Yeah. But anyways, enough about me and my sad ass basketball career.
Please.
Middle finger to you. Then we got Michael playing against the biggest losers. The biggest losers.
Jazz.
The fucking Jazz.
Don't hate on the mailman, man. Come
I was listening to somebody talk about the mailman, and yes, the mailman scored a lot of points. But tell me what the mailman did besides roll.
Lost to Michael twice in the final.
I mean, like the mailman rolled and put his elbows out.
No, he had Karl Malone had a great jump shot from 16 to 18 feet. He post up 12, 14 feet from the basket. That reverse pivot, and he's 6'11", 6'10", you ain't blocking it, and he had a very, very nice jump shot.
Does he score all them points without John Stockton?
No.
Exactly.
John Stockton, people.
They say he was a dirty motherfucker too.
Yes, he was. He had to be.
Yeah, he's fucking 5'11".
White dude.
160.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to keep it real. When I talk to a lot of my black friends, they think I'm crazy for thinking John Stockton was a great player.
Well, they're stupid. You're black people stupid.
John Stockton is the leader in assists and steals in NBA history.
Come on.
And he's not athletic.
No. He was a very, very smart basketball player with a high basketball IQ. He could knock down an open jumper, and he could make any pass you needed him to make.
Have you ever heard John Stockton talk about 92 Barcelona?
Where they didn't know who he was?
And he's just walking down the streets, and people are like talking to him like, hey, have you seen the Dream Team? It's like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm the sixth man. What you mean?
Yeah.
Like,
nobody knew who he was.
Sorry, I'm 5'11", 165, so I look normal as hell. But like,
yeah, John Stockton was the man. He's in my opinion, he's a top 5 point guard.
Most definitely, like people who shit on John Stockton don't know the game, and that's one of the things. Like in that group we're in, that nothing but sports. There are some people in there who say some things, and it's like, God, I want to talk sports with some of you, but
you can't because they're so stupid.
Exactly, and
I would call them stupid. They're ignorant when it comes to basketball.
That's why we're here right now, because we can have this conversation about the stuff that people who have done their research, have watched games, have watched highlights, have read. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we can actually like have the real conversation. Remind me to talk to you about Florida State softball off camera.
Don't be a hater.
I'm not going to be a hater. Hold on, I'm going to pause this right now.
They won it this year?